Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, May 14th. May 14th. We're almost halfway through May. Time flies, man. But we here. It's a beautiful day outside. Todd's here with the new hoodie.
No, this ain't new. I wore this on the show a few times, but it looks new. You know, I don't wear a lot of gear all the time, so that's all. Pretty cool. But yeah. I'm back. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a poll. That should be a pause, but they was doing a poll on like the best like back and forth duos like for rap, and like everybody was like, I think like the consensus was like Jadakiss and Styles, like pretty much have that like got like the best one. I'm like, yeah. When I think about it, I'm like, yeah, because they both be, when they go back and forth, they both have like the best verses, and even if it's not on their tracks. I'm like, huh?
I mean, who else was Red and Meth?
Yeah, they had Red and Meth on there. A couple old school guys. They had Eric B and Rakim on there, stuff like that.
How you gonna put Eric B and Rakim? Eric B don't rap.
Yeah.
He's a DJ.
Yeah.
Do people even educate themselves on what they're speaking on?
Nah. Nah.
And what made the title Eric B. Rakim so cool, because nobody ever put the DJ first. It was always the artist.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those that have no idea, you can't even put that in. Rakim's a solo artist.
All right, and normally the DJ's always supposed to go first, because the DJ's kind of like the one that puts all, that makes everything go.
But he's not the guy.
Yeah, no, not the guy, but.
He's the car, but he's not the keys.
Yeah, basically. It's always the behind-the-scene guys, the behind-the-scene folks that makes everything go. But, yeah, there was no debate about it. Yeah, to me, I was like, yeah, Styles P and Jada. It was like, probably the best ones.
I mean, they have the most duo tracks and going back and forth. That's kind of what they do.
Yeah.
That's their thing, So, and they're a trio, but they do a lot of duo songs.
Right.
Then you have some duos that they just duos.
Right.
So you could say like Mobb Deep, you know what I mean? But
yeah, Sheik the bodyguard, anyways.
Yeah.
He built like the bodyguard. So, man, the Cavs needed a bodyguard, because boy, oh boy. But I'm not surprised that the Pacers won this 4-1, because. And I was telling somebody on another podcast, like the Cavs, either they have everybody healthy or not, they can't play at the Pacers' pace. Like the Pacers, they play at a certain pace, and it's always, no matter who they play, they're still at that pace. So most of the times they force teams to adapt to their pace. And there's plenty of teams in the league that could keep up with their pace. But I always thought the Cavs just didn't match. It wasn't a good matchup. That pace was too much for them, and they don't have enough balance as far as scoring, because there's a big drop off after Mitchell.
Excuse me, I don't think many people had them be in Indiana or going that deep into the playoffs. Just because, like I said before, they haven't said that much about the Cavs in regards to expect them to reach the chip. They got some bigs that are solid, but when you're playing a team like the Pacers, their bigs run.
Right.
Their bigs are stretch 4s, stretch 5s. They do more than just the Cavs. So if you're playing that half-court offense, not as much transition, the Cavs might have benefited a little more, but when you're up and down,
yeah,
those bigs get kind of exposed.
Yeah, right. And the one game they did win, the Pacers were still playing in that transition, as you said, the way they were. It was just like the shots weren't going in. That was pretty much it. They missed a lot of shots. So, yeah, I mean, and throughout this season, even me, I was never a believer of the Cavs. I'm like, yeah, this is a good regular season, but nobody thought they was going to make a deep run, healthy or not. It was just like, entertaining for the league, yeah. Entertaining for Cleveland, yeah. But as far as like a championship caliber team, they just didn't have it. They didn't have it. They didn't have it at all. And, yeah.
I mean, for those fans that don't really appreciate or like star power, I'm not saying that Rich is not a star, but he's not like a 30-plus scorer like some teams are.
Right.
You appreciate that because you like, I want to say, great fundamental basketball. But the NBA is not that. entertainment, and unfortunately, the stars are the ones that help push their teams to the win, to the W's, as you see.
Right. And you know, Halliburton is like a fringe star, but he has moments. He always has these moments. Like he might disappear a game or two, but then he'll just pop out and have a couple. He'll have like a couple games in a series where it's just like, okay, he's putting the team on his back, or he's like doing something. So back-to-back years for the Pacers, going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's see if they can return to the finals for the first time since 2000. Yeah.
Since Reggie Miller, bro.
Yeah.
Whenever he was in the league. Yeah, since Reggie.
Yeah, 2000 was the last time. So that Lakers first one. The Lakers' first one. All right, the Celtics, they down 3-1, and it's been grim. It's like things went from like bad to worse after game 4. Tatum went down. He's done. The game's back in Boston tonight, I should say, but. This is what happens when you trick away the first 2 games. This is how you find yourself in this position, because you tricked away 2 games, and now it's like no room for. Well, they didn't have no room for margin anyways, but now it's definitely you gotta dig deep and try to make this series continue on Friday.
Yeah, man, what you said. Somebody asked me about it today. I said, they wasn't playing. Maybe that might not have happened. They'd have got, granted, it would have been a game 4 if they was up 3-0, but still, maybe Tatum's fortune would have been different, but I doubt it. I think he still would have tore his Achilles because I think it was just time.
I've seen more of those lately, too. These Achilles injuries, too. It's a little bit wild, too.
I'll be honest.
Last couple years.
Whenever somebody tears an Achilles, I scratch their shoes off the list. Granted, it's not based off their shoes, but I don't know. It's just one of them things you gotta be careful for. You gotta be fortunate. And too, I tell kids when some kids I train, they don't really know how to stretch. I teach them how to do Achilles stretches. I do the calf stretches on the wall. Right. You bend your knees and do the Achilles stretch. You're supposed to feel that Achilles kind of like. You know what I mean? A little bit so you can get that stretch. A lot of people do not stretch the Achilles. Right. I've noticed that over the years. So hopefully, I'm sure they do, but you never know, man.
Yeah. It's like wild. So many players have gone down with these Achilles injuries, and for him too. It's at like this point in his career, because he's just entering that prime of his career too. So he's gonna be gone from all of next season. I want to think they try to rush him back, because they say it's an 8 to 12 month recovery, but ain't no point of rushing him back to anything. So sometimes now it's just sometimes for some guys to earn their money. That's pretty much it. There's a
guy on that team that wants to be the man.
Earn your money.
There you go, brother. The mic's in your hand.
Yeah, you got a $300 million guy still on there. You got $200 million guy still on there. So
I'm only worried about one man. He want to be the man. He better show something. What's tonight? Or not tomorrow? No, the game's tonight. That's tonight? Yeah. Damn, that was 2 days ago that happened? Yeah, it was 2 days ago. It felt like Wednesday? It was last night that happened. Yesterday. It happened yesterday. No, it happened Monday. I was in Manning Field watching baseball. So, bring us a W, man. Yeah, man. All you need is one win. They could win on the road. All you got to do is just get this one win tonight, keep your season alive. But I'll be honest, I'm just like, man. I mean, I barely watched him this year compared to last year, and I barely watched him last year. It's just something about him this year. I don't know, and Tatum tearing his Achilles does not help with my weird feeling. So. Yeah, but he did have successful surgery, so. Yeah, he was killing too. He'll be back. He was killing too, man. I was at a 50 ball. Yeah. Who was killing too? And this game, that was legit like 3-on-5 out there in that OKC Denver game last night. Because, man, I never see so many guys miss open shots over and over and over again the way I did last night, especially with the way the game Jokic had. He pretty much was carrying the team, but man, those other guys minus Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray, who fourth quarter, I don't think he scored a point in the fourth quarter, but
Michael Porter Jr., Chris Brown, and I think Peyton, whatever his last name is. You gotta make them open shots when you get them, because it's the playoffs, man. And when your star player is giving you those good looks, you gotta knock them down. You gotta get any points when you can.
I'll be honest. I'm not like, I know a lot of people give Westbrook a hard time, but I'll take his energy, his hard work over some of them plays that are airborne threes, and they're supposed to be specialists. Can't D up, can't make a shot. Yeah, you might be hurt, but sit down. Like, nobody really cares if you hurt. You know, the society don't care. They want to see W's.
Right.
So, like, I thought it was better off when they sat him down, just because Westbrook's way more just active.
Right.
There's a chance to do something positive compared to like somebody you're relying on to just do certain things and they can't do it. Like, they're useless out there. Mm-hmm. So they need to make some changes.
Right. And then you look at it too. They got 10 total points from their bench. You need more from that. Porter Jr. and Brown were combined 10 points. Porter Jr. with just 0 for 5 from 3. Then Brown, he was 2 for 8 from 3, 3 for 12 overall from the field. Like, you need more than that. You need more than that, especially on the road when it was a game that was, it could have went either way in that game. Like, those are the type of games those extra role players got to make those plays. Like, Lou Dort hit 3 threes in the fourth quarter. Caruso had 13 points off the bench. Right there.
But also too, OKC, they play way more free. I feel like if Brown misses a shot and gets his rebound, he has to kick it to Jokic or Murray. You know what I mean? So it's like they just can't kind of play through their mistakes. Mm-hmm. You can tell they're playing real tight, and OKC's playing very loose. Like, they have confidence in all 10 guys, and as you see, Denver relies on 2.5.
Yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad. Like, luckily for them, they got a chance to extend the series and try to force a Game 7. But yeah, you're going on your home court. You're gonna have to find the ways to make. You're gonna have to make them open shots when you get it. If you hurt or not, you gotta make these. You gotta make those open shots, especially when Jokic is gonna get the double team, and they're gonna all eyes on him on defense. So,
and they all get paid to play the game. So I get it. Like, I've seen guys get offensive rebounds and hold it, hesitant to shoot the ball. Shoot the damn ball, man.
Let's go back up.
Just shoot the ball, bro. Like, you all get paid to play. Have some confidence. Shoot like you mean it. Knock it down. Relieve some pressure off Jokic.
Right. Because at this rate, he might not sit Game 6. He might have to go the whole game.
I mean, they do have a guy they can put in there named DeAndre, but I don't understand why they don't play guys at all the whole entire season and stuff like that. I just don't get it.
Oh, even Saric. I mean, that dude.
He can shoot that thing.
Yeah.
But once again, did he fall off? I remember after his injury, he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
He was nice before he was injured.
Yeah.
He got injured with Philly, right?
Yeah.
Or Phoenix?
I think it was Philly he got injured.
Yeah, he was nice though. But so I don't really know what sometimes the fall off how deep it is.
Right. And you guys get more than 19 points in the fourth quarter after having a 28-point quarter, 28-point quarter, 30-point quarter, and then it's that drastic drop off.
Fatigue.
Yeah. Because a lot of those misses too were like fatigue misses.
You're playing 10 guys against like what, 7?
Shoot, how deep did
8 maybe? It's not even like a solid 8.
Yeah, they went 10 deep. OKC.
Yeah, so it's just tough when you got fresh bodies just continue coming in, and they're playing free.
Yeah.
It's not like a guy gets subbed in. All right, we can, you know what I mean, lay back off him. No, he's shooting it with confidence too.
Yeah.
There's really no drop off.
Yeah, Game 6 tomorrow, Thursday, in Denver. So the Nuggets, season's on the line tomorrow. Minnesota, they took a commanding lead over the shorthanded Warriors. Interesting though, like now they're playing Kuminga more. And he's showing like the offense, giving them points, like giving them a lot of energy and stuff like that. And kind of like, now you have like, all right, what was all those DNPs about, right? But they're gonna need more from him and some other guys if they want to win in Minnesota. Because fourth quarter, like you said, fatigue with these guys. It looked like fatigue with them in the fourth quarter. Because I think they went like 6 minutes without scoring in that fourth quarter against the T-Wolves, and then the T-Wolves, those threes started falling for everybody.
Yeah, man. I mean, once Steph went out, we already knew the Warriors gonna have an uphill battle just because of the personnel and their second style. He doesn't shoot high volume threes, so it's tough for them to play catch up or get back in a short amount of time compared to if Steph was out there.
Right.
There's always a chance that Steph was out there because them threes just trim the leads down tremendously compared to a bunch of twos.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It's just the Warriors, man. Without Steph, they're not themselves.
No.
And I don't agree with personal vendettas because that's what it looks like to me. I don't bring my feelings to work. I don't know why other people do as well because you get paid to work, do your job, and go home.
Right.
So if you have somebody that can do their job, they might be, you don't know if they're going to stay next year. They might be wanting some contracts or whatever, but
Right.
play the man, bro. Now, if upstairs is saying what goes on, then it's kind of like you got to listen to the higher ups, I guess. But from what we've been seeing over the past years, like Kerr is not, what's the word I'm looking for? Exempt from having personal vendettas with players.
Right.
Because it seems like he's starting to turn into a coach compared to being a player's coach like he used to be.
Yeah.
He's getting old.
And also one thing people don't really talk about with the Warriors and Steve Kerr is he's not that good at developing young guys. I mean, we got James Wiseman. They did a terrible job trying to develop him. Kuminga. It seems like he had to do the development on his own, and it's like even with that, still it's like he's still fighting to get minutes. Moses Moody, he's like right. So they've had.
I mean, also too, Kerr might be slowly getting detached too. Remember, he played in the '90s. He went to school in like the 80s, grew up in the 70s, was born in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I said he might turn to a coach, because even today in class with the kids, I told them, I said, I remember what it was like to be a teenager. I'm not that old, but I'm also never gonna fully be a teacher like these people, because I always remember what it's like to be a student. I always remember that these kids need somebody in their corner. So that's why, Steve, you got to remember what it's like to be a player, bro.
Right.
Because he's starting to do some weird things in the past few years.
Man. But the Warriors they got a chance to try to force a Game 6. They're at Minnesota tonight. It's going to be tough to win out there. Anthony Edwards, second half for him. It's been the second half for him this series. It's
usually the better players, dude.
Yeah, he usually be having these slow first halves, and then just at some point in the second half, he just turns it up. And yeah, so hey man, like somebody said, it's looking like there's like a collision course between David Stern's worst nightmare and David Stern's biggest dream. Ant Edwards is Shea. And Ant Edwards is David Stern's worst nightmare.
I don't know. I like Ant. Ant's a free speaker, doing his thing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But hey man, if Minnesota can make a finals run, man, that'll be very. Cause they ain't never reached the finals, so that'll be legacy.
If they reach the finals, how many teams are left that never reached the finals? Grizzlies.
We got the Hornets, Pelicans. In the East, who we got in the East?
Do they consider the Wizards or because they were the Bullets?
Yeah,
so they don't count.
They don't count.
There aren't that many teams
Brooklyn, no, but they're the Nets. So I think they still. Yeah, I'm going to say Brooklyn because they're not New Jersey. Orlando has, Miami has. Atlanta.
How you just take a team from another state and put it in another state with another team?
Right.
I always it didn't really cross my mind when they did it, but now it's like, hold up, Jersey really has no basketball team anymore.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they should have kept them there, but.
Now, what do they have other than Rutgers?
Seton Hall.
Oh yeah, you're right. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Man, I laughed when I saw this with the draft lottery. I laughed so much when I saw this. I was like, are y'all serious right now?
The world's getting real corny, man. The world's getting real corny. But remember, once you hit 30 something, you see what's behind the green curtain, and it's not the Wizard of Oz.
Look, somebody did like a side by side stuff of like the things that happen, right, with like teams getting like winning the draft lottery, right? So LeBron left, Cavs. I think they got the number 1 pick like 3 times in that span that he was gone, right? When Anthony Davis got traded, the Pelicans got the number 1 pick.
Oh, how about just LeBron being the number 1 pick for Cleveland? How about that one? That's when I always thought it was a scam. Like, hold up, come on, bro. We could
go even further back. Yeah, Patrick Ewing to being the number 1 pick.
But he should have. But if he'd went to the Celtics, that would have raised some eyebrows a little more. Granted, he was still in the region. I'll be honest, it's weird seeing him. Granted, he played for the Knicks, but bro, you went to the Ridge, dog.
And the funniest part,
come on, man. It's hard to watch me root. And then you see Brunson working for the Knicks. Like, bro, you from Salem, man. Yeah, but now we get it, though. We get it. It's all love, though.
The funniest part, too, would have been like, you just talk about the Celtics and not getting Patrick Ewing. The next year they won the title and got Len Bias. Granted, he didn't play. He never got a chance to play for the season, but they just got the dude that was like universally said, yeah, that dude is just or might be a little bit better than Michael Jordan. And it was So, but yeah, this draft lottery. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think about all that stuff back in the day, but that LeBron thing was just like, come on, bro. He's up in a TV all year, from Cleveland.
He'd be at the games.
Come on. He should have went anywhere but Cleveland. That should have been like a rule, like you can't go where you from.
Right.
Because that's crazy.
Who was the number 2 pick that year? Detroit had the number 2 pick, right? Yeah, Detroit picked Darko. They still mad about that, those players, because I don't blame them. Like,
I mean, they won 2 titles, though.
They wanted Melo, though.
Yeah. They wanted Melo, but like they might have got Melo, and they might not have got them chips. So you take what you get. But Melo definitely should have retired with 1 championship at least.
You got that right. Man, there's not much going on in the sports world. So we got as we move along, the little kids are out there. They're about to come in here after we film.
What kids?
Elementary championships.
For what? No, for what sport?
Lynn Elementary basketball.
Oh, okay.
The 47th annual. Some of them pressed me. Well, they pressed their parents, and their parents told me. Oh, okay. Like, why didn't we get our interviews? Because I don't want no problems with no kids. Matt Gaffney, Malden Catholic, is our Athletes Corner guest for this week. He is going to the Naval Academy. He's going to have a short summer. When I mean short summer, he graduates this weekend, and then he got a couple weeks, and then like middle of June, he's got to go do what it do. So,
in the Navy.
Check this out. We're going to come back.
Congrats, though, man.
We going to... Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. And today we got special guests. We got my man Matt Gaffney in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you, man?
Good. I've been chilling.
Yeah, man. Your 4 years is up and about to graduate in like a week.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah, like you said, like how fast does it seem like it just went?
It went by so fast. I just like remember like it felt like I was looking at photos of some of my friends from like freshman year, and I was like, I can't believe that. It was like 3 years ago. It's like crazy. I know everything just flew by so fast, Yeah,
and it's like a lot for you these 4 years, a lot for the program these 4 years, man. Just like as a basketball player and as a student athlete, what was just like the 4 year growth for you has been both in the classroom and on the court?
Yeah, I've definitely grown through like just kind of like my work ethic. I feel like so middle school I was pretty good. I worked hard in school. I worked hard at basketball, stuff like that. But I feel like throughout high school I really kind of developed like a good like routine of like working hard and like make sure I get workouts in, make sure I do all my homework, like studying, stuff like that. So I feel like that's how I feel like I've grown a lot through like my time management stuff.
Right.
And like obviously like I'm the best basketball successful player I've been throughout my life. I'm the best student I've been throughout my life. So I've definitely grown a lot through the last 4 years, academically and physically.
And then in this span too, you played a lot of basketball.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Right? Like, from AAU to the season.
Yeah.
And then you guys have the open runs during the morning too. How did that help you too? Just as you got better and better every year, just the amount of basketball that you played during this time of your life.
Yeah, it helps a lot, because like when you play every day, like obviously if you do something every day, you're gonna get better at it. So I feel like if you're playing every day, you're working out every day, you're playing against good people every day, like you're always gonna get better. And I feel like the runs and like just playing AAU, builds your like competitive like spirit. And I feel like that's what I feel like I've grown a lot through that. And the basketball, I mean, after a while though, your knees get tired. Like, if you play a lot, you get a little tired. But it's overall, it's really good. It's fun too. Basketball's a great game. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. When you first got into Malden Catholic, your freshman year, they just coming off pretty much a successful little mini season, right?
Mm-hmm.
They win the conference tournament title, right? So now you guys are coming in, and then Coach Walsh, he knew how good you guys could be your freshman year, but he was like, he didn't know how. To what extent how good you guys could be, and then you guys got the state title, right? So like, how would you coming in and then you seeing the older guys and how they work and like how they're bringing the program to new heights, right? What were some of your takeaways from that freshman year and seeing some of those upperclassmen?
Definitely just like the overall talent. Like I feel like watching them and playing with them actually kind of gave me confidence because I could play with good players like that. And like people like Tony and Casey, Nick Martinez, Jamari, like they all like worked hard. Will Martinez, like people like that, like they don't get credit for it. They really worked hard, and I feel like they kind of gave me confidence into the player I am right now because they were good and I was competing with them at a young age. And I feel like the player I am right now is because of people like that and competing every day in the gym against like big, strong, athletic, good basketball players. And I feel like they helped a lot in just like kind of pushing me to be a better player and wanting me to be at their level.
Right, and you also got the perspective. You kind of had played every different aspects of a basketball team, from coming off the bench to like being starting but not being the main focus, then being the main focus and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
How do those like three different aspects? What was like your vision, and how did it make you see the game a lot easier from those aspects?
Yeah, so like come off the bench, like I knew I needed to like make an impact, either where that's like defense, rebounding, passing the ball, bring the ball up, stuff like that. So I learned different aspects. So I kind of like you get into like more of like a role player if you come off the bench and you do what's best in your role. And then as I kept becoming a starter, I'm scoring more. So I gotta like, if I don't score this many points, like we're gonna lose, but like we could still possibly win. And then when you're like the main guy, if I don't score a certain amount of points or like I don't do what I need to do, like we're probably going to lose. So it's a really interesting. I think it's going to help me a lot for college because I feel like I've learned how to play each individual role. So when my time comes to play in college, coaches can look at me and be like, oh, you played all these positions. Like I feel comfortable playing in every position. I'm not going to be like out of sorts if I don't start right away or if I do start, like stuff like that.
Yeah, and then one other aspect I always noticed is like the leadership. It was always each year different leaders were stepping up. You talk Tony, talk Casey, you talk Nick, Will Martinez, right? And each one had their turn. First it was Tony, then it was Nick, then it was you, right?
Yeah.
How were you ready for those roles when your time came? How were you? How much prepared were you? So, knowing like coming in freshman years, you were able to see what it takes to be a leader of the program.
Yeah, I was definitely prepared a little bit, but I wasn't prepared fully. I still like my junior year and this year, I would text Tony and like reach out to him and like ask him questions about like what to do to help be kind of like a leader. So it's still like a work in progress, I would say, and just in general for everyone, even for myself. Like I feel like it's a work in progress, but I feel like they set an example of just like working hard and doing like extra stuff, like shooting after every practice, stuff like that, stuff that I try to project onto my other teammates as well. And I feel like Nick really shot after every practice, and that was like a big thing. That was a big thing with me and Bo too. Was we would shoot after every practice. So I feel like this year I try to push my teammates to shoot after every practice. Just trying to lead by example. That's kind of what Nick and Tony did.
Yeah, shout out to Bo. You and him had like a really good rapport with each other on the court. court, right?
Yeah.
And, where did that come from? Was that just from the practices or from just working out together or stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, me and Bo literally played. I think from my freshman year all the way to like our junior, we literally played probably over 200 games together because we played AU and we played like practice together and we did MC together, and also like we're really good friends. So I feel like that was like a big part. Like we played basketball together, and then we'd also like hang out after with like our friend group and stuff like that. So I feel like that's how we really came close together.
Yeah, definitely. You guys definitely had a lot of success, right? 3 out of 4 state titles in 4 years, right? We're able to get it done this year, but still had a hell of a run this to get back there, because it's hard to get back to that point 4 years in a row when everybody's aiming at you, right? When you guys win the first one, you come back. You want to get that second one, but the target is there. Everybody's hunting for you, and you guys were able to just get through it and capture it. That third year, though, now the target is even bigger.
It was the hardest one,
Right.
Yeah.
So, how were you guys just able to overcome? Because that year too, there was a lot of injuries on the team during that point of the season, and I think towards the end of the season, everybody started getting healthy. But that third year, right, how were you guys just able to overcome so much adversity to be able to get the 3 in a row?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we had a lot of injuries. I was injured the beginning of the year, so I missed the first 2 games, and then like I was trying to get myself back into playing shape and stuff, because it was a foot injury, so I was out of shape, to be honest. Like I wasn't the peak condition, and we just really, it was like a weird year because we had like a lot of tweener players, so we had a lot of like guys. We didn't really have a rotation, so we didn't have like a set starting 5. Our starting 5 changed a lot throughout the year, kind of like this year a little bit was like that too, but I think that year was just. We just overcame it, because we were just gritty. We really were. We won games not really on like shot making or talent. We really won games on just like being smart, playing good defense, being tougher than a lot of teams. And I feel like, and then in the last game, it was kind of funny because we were way tougher than them, but we also hit a lot of shots. So it kind of like our weakness became our strength in the final game, which was I thought it was really funny against Sharon.
And then. Like in that run too, you guys had to win games on defense too. Like you got to get stops and stuff. Like people always focus on the offensive firepower that you guys had, but then there was a lot of times where the defense won you guys plenty of games, right?
Yeah.
Well, how were you guys so connected defensively?
I think that a lot of it goes to just like guys were another year older. So Bo was a senior, Masai was a senior, Ben was a junior, I was a junior. So we all played and we all knew kind of the help defense and everything, so we could kind of project it onto all the younger guys and guys who haven't played before. Also, like it's kind of funny that year because I forget who I was talking about this with, but I was talking to one of the parents and they were like saying like, yeah, we couldn't score, but like every game was always like, it was like rock fights. So it was like if we didn't score, we would still defend. So we could still like, we played St. Joe's of Montvale in New Jersey, and they're like really a good team. They were like one of the better teams in New Jersey, and we couldn't score. We ended the game with like 40 something points, but we only held them to like 45 points. So it was like we lost, but it was like a 3-point loss, and we played really good defensively. So we knew we could always defend because we just were long, we're athletic, stuff like that. And throughout the year, it's just the defense wears teams down and stuff like that.
All right, and we are back. We got to give y'all some updates on the Stanley Cup. I think there's some Game 7s or something going on right now, or some teams are on the verge of elimination. We got Game 5, Panthers and Maple Leafs. That is tied at 2 games apiece. The Oilers are leading the Vegas Golden Knights 3-1. I saw like one game in the last round. Vegas won on like a buzzer-beating goal.
I saw the highlights for that, actually.
Yeah, that looked pretty dope. The Jets are down to the Dallas Stars 3-1. And then the Capitals, they are down 3-1 to the Hurricanes. So, yeah, so that's our hockey update. I can't give you no more else because we don't watch hockey like that, but that's all you're gonna get.
OV out here breaking records.
That's about it. Major League Baseball has lifted their ban on Pete Rose, and now he's eligible. He's gonna be eligible for the Hall of Fame. But my man Rob Parker made a great point. He's like, they're only doing this now because he's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
But they should have been did it though. Like, but that's why I was saying, like, there's no reason why everybody should have a lifetime ban for anything, especially now that sports betting is in effect.
Yeah.
You gotta get over that. And that, what's that dweeb's name? The dude that's in charge of that. The commissioner?
I don't even know who the commissioner is now. I think this is a different commissioner, but
He's the 10th commissioner. I looked him up on Wikipedia.
Is it Manafort or something like that?
He got some weird last name.
Yeah, Manafort or something.
Yeah, something like that. That dude's a dweeb, bro. Like, get your personal feelings. Leave them at home with your wife. She'll tell you to pick them up when you come home. I'm sick of these people bringing their feelings to work, especially us men, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
Derek Carr, he retired. He announced his retirement.
that made my eyebrows go up. I was just shocked he retired. I thought he was still gonna try to make it a go.
Yeah, he's like, somebody said he might be the worst quarterback in NFL history, or the best quarterback in the NFL history, because they was like looking at his stats and the season he has. He's like, he still look bad, but then you look at the team records and then you like.
I mean, he's the best car in his family.
Well, shoot.
His brother got drafted, didn't do. He was a backup, but helped his younger brother be.
His brother should be lucky he's still able to walk to this day. The way he used to get beat up.
Oh yeah.
That dude used to get sacked every other play.
But one thing I remember when Derek Carr came out, his brother was like training him and helping him out, and giving him the juice. So it's dope to see the older brother help the younger brother have a decent career.
Right. Yeah, that was dope too. And I think it was double-digit years in the league too.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of shocked he retired, because like he's not a bad quarterback. He just got dealt some bad hands.
But now you look at the Saints. You could have drafted Shador. Now you got a redhead quarterback. You got another quarterback who's like,
But like, I mean, New Orleans black quarterback, I'm all for it. But they think Shador might be a little too mouthy, a little too confident. Because they had Brooks, right? Years ago, the Saints.
Aaron Brooks, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not that talkative.
Nah.
He's not that braggadocious. I like Shador. I like his energy, but, some people just feel like they got to control and tame the young man. There ain't no taming us.
All right, so here is their quarterback depth chart. Jake Hayner.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, 2-year guy out of Fresno State. Spencer Rattler.
Okay, we know about Spencer.
Yeah, the redhead I was talking about. And Tyler Scholl, that's the quarterback from Louisville. Big guy, 6'5", 225.
I mean, he fits the old prototypical quarterback model.
Yeah.
But does his skill fit the new prototypical quarterback model?
That we shall find out. But
Hey,
yeah.
now.
But yeah. Interesting move, though. It was an interesting move. Not a lot happening. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, Derrick Henry, this just in. Well, Derrick Henry agrees to a 2-year, $30 million extension with the Ravens.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, we're going to see them. Bring it. We're going to run it back.
$16 million. Yeah, I think he like $25 million is guaranteed. All right, kudos to him. And 30, what's your 30? They try to.
He got like a stipulation in his contract, like in the playoffs, you better utilize me the way I should be utilized.
Need a Debo them or something. You need
Debo clause or something. I need at least 25 touches in the playoffs.
Right.
Like, come on. It's crazy.
Oh. Speaking of that, Paul, did you see Paul George on the Pivot talking about making his return to doing podcasts? And
I'll be honest, I don't want to hear Paul George talk about nothing no more unless it's basketball.
My whole thing is, why'd you even let people? He let people dictate to him about doing the podcast and stuff like that. I'm like, man, do your podcast. It's like
some people just honestly, some people crumble under the pressures of the masses. Some people don't have that backbone; they just don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I argue with 100 people, 100 versus Todd.
Right.
But some people just let people influences affect how they move, and if they don't perform well, they think those people are right based on their opinions.
Right.
Just live your life, bro.
Right.
Like, you're a professional basketball player. You spend like 30 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour. This show's only 45 minutes.
Right.
So like
90 minutes.
Don't
max.
let people dictate, but don't don't say you're not performing well. Stop doing it. Perform even worse, and then go back to it. Just be who you are, brother.
Yeah.
Just do what you like to do, and just go back to killing, man.
Right. Don't let people dictate the way you're playing bad is because you're focusing is because you're doing podcasts. There's like 30 players in the league doing podcasts and stuff like that, and even the ones that aren't. But
let's be real. He's good.
Yeah.
So they don't talk about the other guys doing podcasts because he's actually good, and he should be an all-star every single year.
Yeah.
He should be 1 through 3 all NBA in contention every year. So that's why they give Paul George a hard time.
Yeah, I thought that was corny, but it is what it is. All right, lastly, before ain't no boxing updates, all right? So the Red Sox are 22-22. I feel like this has just been the Red Sox the last couple of years.
It's getting warm out.
Average.
Getting better.
Yeah. I mean, I went to one Red Sox game. It was a good one. But
Was it better than that Yankees game?
it ended the same way.
Was it better though?
No, it wasn't better because that was the Yankees. They were playing Toronto.
Oh, I mean the Blue Jays. That's legendary. That's legendary rivalry too, though. But it's not the Yankees though. But Blue Jays is up there though. Blue Jays is up there.
But good thing for the Red Sox, they're only like a couple games out of first place in the AL East. The Yankees are 24-18. They're 22-22. So gotta find some consistency instead of just being right there. We got interviews. I went down, as I told you when we was talking on the phone, I went down to BB&N, that is Buckingham and Brown Nichols Upper School in Cambridge. It was a whole day of showcases for those prep schools. Like it was Dexter Southfield, Milton Academy, all those schools. It started at like 6:30 a.m. and then Buckingham was the last one. So I was there, got to talk to some guys. They lost probably the best running back the school has ever had to graduation. He's going to be going to Boston College, but there's a lot of guys. So we talked to some guys over there, and it's a very nice campus too. Met a nice father over there, parent. It was cool.
You said prep school, right?
Yeah.
You know, them places like colleges for high school kids.
Yeah.
My name is Dante Snoonian. I'm in the class of 2027, and I play long snapper and fullback.
All right, man. Just how you feeling out there today with everything that went on today?
Feeling great. I mean, it's great to get back out on the field, get back with the team, just keep working out. Just hopefully college coaches like what they saw today. Just keep working for next season.
Yeah. And the drills. I mean, what do you think you did well today, and some of the drills they had you doing today?
I think, especially as part of the D-line group, I felt like we were moving our feet really well, getting that hip flip really well. And also the other groups all looked really strong, like linebackers, DBs. Everyone looked really strong with looking mobile, keeping their feet moving, and just looking really quick and explosive today.
Yeah, how's this off season been for you in preparation for the upcoming season? What stuff have you been doing? As far as like workouts, training, and keeping yourself in shape for when camp starts, you'll be ready to go, right?
Sure. So I've been going to my trainer most days in the afternoon. If I don't go, then I lift in the mornings with the team. And I've been going to a couple Coles camps, like Coles kicking, punting, snapping, help train for long snapping, and get better for some specialist camps that are coming up this June.
Yeah, what's one of the things that you're looking forward to this team? You guys had a good season last year. You want to keep the momentum going, right? So how are you guys as a group just doing the little things now to be able, when you guys do get together for the real stuff, to just keep the ship afloat, as you say?
I think one of the main things for us now is just keeping the foot on the gas. We've been having a great off season, getting everyone in the weight room, making sure everyone's staying up in their grades in the school. I think we just got to keep that going and then get hopefully as many people as possible out for captain's practices in the summer.
All right, man. Good work out there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
My name is Vince Snoonian. I'm an outside linebacker, wide receiver, and kicker, and I'm in the class of 2026.
Vince, man, how you feeling today? How do you feel about the showcase overall?
I'm feeling great. I think we had a great showing today. Guys were flying around, making great grabs. Footwork was great. I thought we were physical with the blocking and the bags. I think everybody showed out today.
For you, I mean, what did you feel like you did well today?
For me today, I feel like my footwork and the bags and the M drill that we did with the linebackers, I felt like that was my best drill today.
Yeah, what were the feedbacks that you got back from the college coaches? What were some of the things they told you?
They all told me that I really impressed them today. That's really exciting for me. Being in my junior year, this is the most important season for my recruiting. And all these coaches telling me that I impressed them today. really showing that my hard work is paying off.
Right. How is like the recruiting? Right. You say it's junior year, but so far how is it? Because you got a glimpse of it from seeing some of the upperclassmen, but for you, how's it been right now?
So I've been taking some unofficial visits right now to a bunch of the Ivies. I'd love to play in the Ivy League. That's my goal. But yeah, I've just been taking unofficial visits, checking things out, seeing what coaches see me as, where they think they can fit me in on their team, and all that good stuff.
8-1 season last year, ended up losing in the bowl game, but still a very successful season, right? How is this team going to be able just to keep the momentum going, as far as like the winning and the playing winning football?
We just got to attack this off season. We got to attack the summer with the workouts. We just got to grind. We got to get after it every day. There can't be any days off here if we want to replicate what we did last year.
And when you guys have to replace the talent that your team lost due to graduation, right? How motivating is it for those other guys that they're going to get a chance just to continue what those guys did and to continue the production that those guys were able to set and the standard that those guys set?
We got big shoes to fill. A couple of guys leaving their legacy here. We just know that guys are going to have to step up. Guys are going to have to fill some big shoes and really make some big plays next year.
All right, man. Good luck out there, man.
My name is Will Volk. I play defensive line at BB&N, and I'm a junior.
All right, well, first of all, just how you feeling today? Just how you feel about everything that went into it?
Today, I think it went great. I think all the drills, working hard, work with my teammates, fun, just great to get out here. The ladder drill or the hoop drill, working my hands, just getting out here and playing football with my teammates was awesome. So
yeah, the trenches is where everything usually, all the gritty, all the hard work is done, right? Just how you feeling about the line on both sides actually this upcoming
it was great. Our O-line is awesome. Timmy Church, Jake McGrath, Ben Pantera, and Nate Bond. He's going to Bentley, but we had, training with them every day during the season. It's just been helping me get better as a player. And then our D-line's awesome. Xavier Chafin. He's gonna be a sophomore next year, but he's I think #1 defensive line New England. He's awesome. Leo Albee, my boy, he's my best friend. Training with him, like we play very similar. So and training with him every day just keeps us getting better every day. So yeah.
What was some of the feedback that you got from the college coaches?
They like my stuff. I recently got my first Division I offer to Davidson about a month ago. But talking to Cornell, Bucknell, Dartmouth, Marist, those schools, and yeah, just very interested in yeah.
You guys 8-1 season last year. It's with that one loss, right?
Yeah, St. Paul.
It really stings in the bowl game, but a lot of success, right? How are you guys just going to be able to just keep the ship rolling? We got graduated a lot of talent, but there's a lot of talent coming back. So how are you guys just going to be able to maintain, just composure and understand this is a new team and it might take a little time, but you guys are going to get to where you want to be?
Yeah, I think, obviously graduating Bo is it's going to be interesting for the offense, but I think coming back, we have Damon Taylor, huge weapon at quarterback. We got 2 awesome running backs. We got, Colin Hoffman, Owen DeSalvo. All our receivers are returning, Vince Noonian, Ethan Ortega, and then most of our line, we're losing 1 offensive lineman at guard, but Nate Bond, he was awesome. But I think overall, we're returning still a lot of great players. On defense, we're losing AJ, and that's pretty much it on defense. So pretty much everyone else is going to be a returning starter. So yeah.
And for you, lastly for you, this off season, what are some of the things that you've been doing to making sure when camp comes around and you're ready to go, you're in full shape, and you're just ready to go?
Yeah, so been working with my boy Coach Steven Daniels, Coach Juice. I think he coached at BC, Bryant, UMass, and he played for the Redskins, Eagles. He went to BC, and then going to Parsons Sports Performance down in Norwood, training there every week, and then doing the league with my boy Osho, Bentley D-line coach, and just training with him on the weekends because we have our team does a spring league football, which is awesome. Get out there, play more football. So.
All right, man. Hey, good work out there, man.
Thank you.
I'm Damon Taylor. I'm a quarterback, and I'm the class of 2026.
All right, Damon, man, how you feeling out there? You know, you got some throws in, got some work with your receivers. You know, how's it looking today?
Felt really good. We work a lot on this. We have like a script we go through, went through it a couple times, so it was just really good to see it all come to fruition. I feel like all our guys were firing on all cylinders, pumped up, ready to go.
Right. That connection with the receivers, they got to start really early, right? Off-season work, so you can have that chemistry in the season. So how have you kind of been building that chemistry with your guys during this off-season?
Yeah, definitely. That's like the utmost importance. You know, all off season I go to throwing sessions and with my quarterback coach, training, throwing before school in the mornings. I'm always getting my guys out here, making sure we're getting the reps because that's what's going to matter when it comes time for the season.
Yeah, for you, you're going to be the leader. Quarterback is pretty much the extension of the coach on the field, right? How's kind of your leadership skills been growing during this off season and in preparation for the season?
I would say we went 8-1 last year, and that was a really tough loss. And we lost in the bowl game. I ended up breaking my foot. It was a long off season, long rehab. We flushed out a lot of great seniors, and we have a lot of rising guys. So I feel like it was really important for me to step up as a quarterback and a leader, and like really take command of like the team and make sure all the guys are like focused in on what we need to do. We have a really tough schedule coming up that we plan to attack, and every game is competing. So I think. That's really what it is.
What was the feedbacks that the college coaches gave you today?
They really liked me. I thought I had a pretty good day. They're gonna stay in touch. Very interested. And yeah.
Yeah, and as you look ahead to the season and as you get ready for the season, as you said, you lost a lot of seniors, production, right? But guys are ready to step up, right? There's guys that are hungry to showcase their talents, right? How much eager is this group to just showcase what these guys are able to do, with the loss of those guys that graduated and moved on?
This group is beyond ready. We feel like we're snubbed, We lose a bunch of guys. People think we're not gonna. It's not about, what people think, what the media thinks, but that's just an extra chip on our shoulder. And, we take that with pride every day and work our tails off to, be ready for when the time comes.
Definitely, man. And then lastly, as your strength, the arm, the legs. But what's one thing as a quarterback that you're really locking in on that you have to focus on to help you guys when times get rough, in those tight games where you have to make a play or you have to make an audible and switch it up, right?
I think my mind, my adaptability. I feel like I can do all the physicals and get the ball where it needs to be, get out of the pocket when I need to, run when I need to. I think you can always train your mind, though, and you can always get smarter, see more things, see coverages better, tendencies, all the little things. That comes from your mind. So I think having a strong mind is being a strong quarterback.
All right, man. Good work out there.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back. Okay, before we get out of here, we got to give a shout out to our guys, Mason, Ademide.
Mm-hmm.
They both graduated over the weekend. Mason from Keene State, Ademide from Gardner Webb. I saw both of them at the gym the other day.
Word.
Mason, he signed with an agency, so I was talking to him. He said nothing's going to happen until September, so he's just going to be working out and hooping and working, of course, with the kids like he is. So I talked to Ademide about if he's going to be playing somewhere overseas.
I reached out to him. I just told him if he was having a hard time finding somewhere,
okay,
holler at me.
But yeah, congratulations to those guys.
Definitely.
Good thing, man. They did it the right way.
Yeah, they came a long way, man. Came a long way.
Yeah.
Them boys, they was what, like 11, 12?
All right. Also, Devontae Taggart, Lynn Classical, he's got the Seaforth Scholarship. He's going to Lamar University out there in Beaumont, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So that interview with him's going up next week, but I like the reason. He said he wanted to he wanted to move. He wanted to be away from home. He's like, so.
Hey, don't be scared of that gas station chicken.
Yeah.
Out there in Texas, man. Yeah. They got some of the best chicken. Avoid them chains.
Right,
Go to
right.
the gas station.
Yeah, Beaumont's like, I think it's like a couple hours outside of Houston or something like that, and like, I think
It's not that far. I've driven somebody to Beaumont before.
Yeah, I think he said it's like close, like to like the Louisiana line or something like that.
I couldn't tell you that part.
Yeah.
But it's not, Beaumont's not that far from Houston.
Yeah, but and also he's going to be majoring in industrial engineering. So, yeah, man. We got to get out of here because we got some
Dope.
special guests that we got to acknowledge from the 47th annual Lynn Elementary basketball tournament. We got the champs. We got 3 of the champs.
We got the kids under the height limit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lynn English beat Lynn Classical in baseball on Monday, 12-6. I was actually there. That was
12-6.
12-6.
All right.
Saw inside the park home run.
Now, question: How are both teams looking? Because like he roots for English, but we want to see every kid do well, especially in baseball nowadays.
Classical's 11-3 or something like that.
Okay, how they
So
looking though? How Tech looking?
Tech, I haven't been paying attention,
Yeah,
but
I
Classical
told-
got a pitcher. He really good.
I told Eddie I'm going to go to a game or two. I want to go to all the games. I want to
Yeah.
support at least each team one time.
It's getting nice out.
Because I feel like we know a lot of them kids from school. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it's coming. It's season's almost over. So
And they all play at
Fraser.
Fraser, right?
Yeah. It's a good time.
How much is tickets? It's free?
It's free. Just walk in.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
They play tonight? Oh, I got drinks tonight.
Nah. I'll let you know when the next game is.
Yeah,
But there is a tournament at the end of the month with like all the schools.
That's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long day, but you could catch one
Yeah, I'll catch a game.
for like a couple innings.
You know, me outdoor sports, man.
I hear you. That's why I don't be out there. I don't be out there.
Start off warm and I be.
All right, like, we gonna catch y'all again. No, we'll catch y'all next week. Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, I'll have a haircut. I'm looking rough.
Yeah, we gotta get these kids in here.